New York City has the worst narcotics problem in the country.
Hey, watch this. Here comes the sale. Here goes the stuff. Boom.
In the late 1960s and early 1970s, New York City struggled with high rates of heroin addiction and the crime that went with it.
I would stick up. I would steal.
Those were tough times. There was a great deal of fear abroad in the community.
Under intense pressure, including from leading African-American politicians, New York State tried a variety of approaches, even forced treatment, to solving the heroin problem.
Let's tell it like it is. We have achieved very little permanent rehabilitation.
Frustrated, in 1973, Nelson Rockefeller proposed the harshest drug laws in the nation.
The motivation for the governor was to be punitive. They said, let's tell it like it is. Now we have to have very tough penalties. Emphasis on penalties, which will deter drug use.
Former state senator John Dunn was one of the sponsors of the new laws.
The most serious provision in the law was mandatory incarceration for a term of imprisonment up to life for the sale of any amount greater than 1 ounce. 1 ounce of heroin.
But New York was not the only city fighting a heroin epidemic.
In the slums of Washington, D.C.,
Washington, D.C. took a more medical approach.
We took urine samples from everybody who came into the jail. 44% of them were positive for heroin.
Dr. Robert DuPont started a treatment program at the Department of Corrections. It offered the city's addicts an experimental heroin replacement drug, methadone.
Methadone, a bitter, inexpensive synthetic drug that the city hopes most addicts will choose over a $50 a day heroin habit and all of the crime that goes with that.
Most of our patients were people from the criminal justice system. We ended up treating 15,000 heroin addicts. Overdose deaths went from 70 a year to 4. The crime rate on a monthly basis was cut in half over that period of time.
The city's experience caught the attention of President Richard Nixon.
America's public enemy number 1 in the United States is drug abuse.
In 1971, Nixon declared war on drugs, and methadone treatment was part of his plan.
Looking back at some of Nixon's policies, they were moving towards a public health approach, but that came to a screeching halt.
There were fresh needle marks in her left arm, and the coroner said she died of an overdose of drugs.
Heroin was all over the media. The public's fear grew. Tough New York-style drug laws and heavy mandatory sentences spread across the country. And Washington, D.C.'s success lowering crime with methadone was overshadowed.
The politics said